What's going on YouTube? Rob A here, and today we're going to be taking a look at LEGO Marvel Superheroes, the Avengers Age of Ultron, set number 76030, Avengers Hydra Showdown. Now the set has 220 pieces and retails for about $20. And it comes with 3 minifigs. As you can see, you get a Hydra henchman. You get a new Hawkeye with a new, looks like a whole new print completely, as well as new hair, and a new Thor, which also has a new chest print. So very, very cool. The set is pretty basic. You get 2 vehicles, none of which are really, I don't know, they could kind of fit into mostly any category, but you do get this kind of cool dune buggy here. I don't know how it does in the snow, but it is a pretty cool looking vehicle. It's a nice new design, and that's something. You get this kind of sort of Jeep Land Rover sort of vehicle here with the Avengers logo on there. Notice they're no longer using the SHIELD logo. It's all Avengers logos on all these things, as far as I can tell. Checking out the back, you can see some of the play features, which are, basically you unclasp a part of the vehicle so that it's easier to remove, and then you use your super jumper to kind of fling your minifig at it and break it. And of course you have the firing studs as well. Thank you, Mr. Train in the background. Pay no mind to that. You do get some good old-fashioned flick fire missiles in here, so fear not, LEGO fans. Those have not gone away. But anyway, it looks like a fun little set, so I'm just going to go ahead and get it put together and see how it is. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Okay guys, so here we go. And like we always do, we're going to start with the minifigures first, and we might as well start out with this guy over here. We've got ourselves a Hydra agent, and we're just going to pop him right out of the vehicle here. Put it just back to the side. And we get a fairly interesting looking minifigure here. Not really sure what to make of it, as obviously I haven't seen Age of Ultron. Hasn't been released yet, and as far as I'm aware, they haven't had any Hydra agents, at least looking like this, in even the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Show that I've seen. I'm not completely caught up on, to be perfectly honest, but it is a new design as far as I am aware. But you can see just some nice detailing on the torso print here. A lot of gold and some blue. He's got a visor over his eyes, and he's got the slicked back hair. On the back here, he's got more gold and blue. It's actually kind of reminiscent of the Chitauri figures from the first Age of Ultron. You can see the little Hydra symbol on his back there. And he does have some back printing like so. So I don't know if these are like modified agents, if they have, Chitauri sort of tech or anything like that. There's a lot of nice use of silver and gold on these guys, and just looks pretty cool. So you do get one of those guys. Next up, you get Hawkeye. And he's all gussied up. He's got different hair than we've seen previously, and that may be in part because they use the same hair as they had for this guy. And here's the original Hawkeye figure from the Avengers line. If I can get it to kind of focus in here. So here's the original Hawkeye figure. You can see how they changed it up, gave him a new outfit. And new hair as well. So he's got kind of crazy hair now. He still has the kind of glasses face, but now the glasses face is his angry face, whereas the previous one had the just plain face as his angry face, and it doesn't want to focus, so whatever. But yeah, we can take a look here and see very simple printing on the back. But he does have the more psych hair going on, I guess, be the thing. So that's your Hawkeye figure. I really wish we could get like a comic book Hawkeye figure in one of these sets. I would love to see that, the old, purple with the mask and everything. I think that'd be pretty cool. But that's Hawkeye. Last but not least is Thor, God of Thunder. Here we go. And he does have the new softer fabric cape, which I'm leaving up so I can show you the back printing. But here is Thor. Very nice print on his torso. And again, I'll show you Thor from the first Avengers film. You can see it's a very similar design, a little bit of difference, but this one's a lot more like intricate. And I do like it. I think I maybe like this one a little bit more, but I am fond of this. I'm just hoping someday they'll actually give us this hair in a nicer, like a little more color that kind of matches his facial hair a little bit better. But, you know, otherwise it's alright. You can see the printing on the back here. Very similar to on the front. And you can see he's got a more relaxed face as well, like so. Alright, so those are your minifigs. I am loving these soft cloth capes, by the way. I think they are fantastic. Really happy about that. You do get a super jumper in this set, which we will go into shortly. But first, let's check out the vehicles, and because this is the the set itself, the vehicles. And I have to say, for a $20 set, this seems like rather a skippable one. You can get both of, get all three, I believe, of these minifigs in other sets. And for a $20 set, I don't know, this seems kind of boring, to be honest with you. I mean, the vehicles are cool on their own, but in the context of like an Avengers set, when there's all the other sets out there, this one falls a little bit flat for me. But you do get this, which is probably the coolest part for me, this little dune buggy, or snow buggy, I guess it would be in this case. So you do get this guy, and you can see they actually went all out more or less, and they gave actually like nice detailing to this thing where they didn't necessarily have to. So you can see like all the supports and everything, little engine in the back here. It's got this weird rocket launcher up top, which we will get into briefly, or shortly, and briefly. Some lights in the front, a little Hydra symbol, which is pretty nice. And you can pop this little light off to the side to open this up, and then stick your little Hydra guy in there, but that may happen, just be warned. And I have to say, as far as like vehicle builds go, this little buggy was actually pretty intricate and a pretty enjoyable build. There's a lot of techniques used in here that I wasn't expecting, to be honest, and some nice pieces in there as well. And on top of that, it's kind of a unique design for a Lego vehicle. We don't really get a lot of these kind of vehicles, so there's that to go on as well. So that's pretty cool. As for this guy, this big Jeep kind of thing over here, it's similar-ish to some of the vehicles that we've seen before, especially in the Lego City line. You'll usually be dragging boats or something behind it, but it's not a bad little vehicle. You can fit two minifigs in here, sort of. You can kind of squish them in there. There's room for, there are 4 studs inside. So you can squish them in there. You get some clips on the side here for your radio or your bow or, what have you. And a rotating missile launcher as well. So you got the flick fire missiles here. So you can flick those and fire them if you so desire. I don't, but you might. There's also some room in the back here, and that's kind of cool because I think you should be able to stick your super jumper right in there, so you have storage for that guy, or you could even probably sneak a minifig, maybe, kind of, sort of. Well, you could lie one down in there and close that up. So you got that going on. That's pretty cool. It's a nice little feature to add there. And other than that, I mean, there wasn't anything particularly amazing about this build. I do like the way the front end of the vehicle comes together. It's kind of nice looking, but other than that, there's not really anything special about this. I will say I do like the way they use the lattice piece up here for the lights, because you plug all the lights in and the light can still shine through behind it, so it does kind of give a cool effect there. So I'm pleased with that, but otherwise, meh, it's okay. It's an okay set. So the whole deal with the Super Jumper. And, I'll try and do this without too much insanity occurring. You want to put your little guy on the Super Jumper here, of course. And be glad. But, say goodbye, because he's never, coming off of this stupid thing ever again. So you want to go ahead and unclip, I guess, the little light piece to kind of loosen this up. It's only being held in by this red Technic pin, and there's really just friction kind of holding it up. So the whole point is you're supposed to aim Thor and bounce him at this thing, and eventually, if he hits it enough times, yeah, there you go. It'll knock the weapon off, which I forgot to mention is a stud shooter. So you just press that down, it fires the stud out. So you get that as well. So yeah, you've got that going on. That's your Super Jumper function. I'm not a fan of those myself. I think first of all, it doesn't really. There you go. It doesn't like to let go of your minifigs. Doesn't really do anything that you can't do yourself just by throwing your minifig at something. And honestly, it just kind of makes it so they're building in these little flimsy bits to the sets to kind of accommodate, this sort of play feature. And on some levels I understand it. On others I'm like, well, it's not really necessary. It's kind of dumb, but it is what it is. Anyway, overall, the set, it's okay. It's kind of dull, to be honest with you. You get, like I said, you get 3 minifigs in the set, all of which you can get in other, granted, more expensive sets, but still, if you get one larger, more expensive set, you can get basically more out of it. There's just more exciting Age of Ultron sets than this one. Even the smallest one, the Iron Man versus Ultron drones or whatever it is, seems more exciting overall than this. But to each his own. You may really like the vehicles. I like the vehicles. I just don't know if I like them as an Avengers set, and I don't know if I like them enough to pay, the asking price, which I think is $20 for this particular set. But your mileage may vary, your opinion may differ completely. That's fine. I'm just here to show you what the set looks like, give my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, and the world will keep spinning, I promise. In any case, that's going to do it for this review, guys. I want to thank you so very much for watching. As always, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.